Good evening and welcome to our crafting video this evening. I'm hoping that I've got the sound balance a bit better. It's been a little bit quiet apparently over the last few days, so I've changed the sound settings. So I hope you can hear me clearly, but equally I hope that you don't get too much background noise. So we'll give it a go. Just trying to skirt around Cassie without running her tail over. I'm going to have to perch on the edge of my chair. So, good evening and welcome. My name is Jenny McCormack and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire in the UK. So thank you so much for joining me. If you are joining live, do say hi and let me know that you're watching with us. If you're watching on replay and you've got any comments or questions, then feel free to comment. You can add hashtag replay if you wish. It's entirely up to you. And today we are going to be using some of the Sale-A-Bration papers. So today I sent out the first batch of our paper shares, which if you're on my email list you would have received information about this afternoon. Let's just turn my home phone off. And in there's a free set of Sale-A-Bration papers for everyone. And these papers are called Rings of Love, and I just want to show them to you because I'm just going to use them for some quick new home cards. So they do coordinate with a stamp set. So I'm just going to pop up the papers here. So we've got this one here with the flowers. You get two each on all of these. This one with the oak leaves, so very much an autumnal feel. This one with the birds, one of my favourites. If you followed me for a while, you do know that I love, you will know that I love birds. This one with the little houses. This one with a combination of mushrooms and a few butterflies and some foliage. And then finally we have this one here with poinsettias. And I'm just going to show you the other sides of these papers as well. I'll do that without knocking everything over. So there's 12 sheets in total, you get 2 of each, and then on the reverse we've just got some patterning, we've got some foliage here, really beautiful set of blue, like a watercolour effect, we've got some mandalas, and we've got the tree rings. Now this is the stamp set embossing folder and dies that it coordinates with, and then we also have these lovely trees. So those are the papers themselves. Let me tuck those out of the way. I have chosen my papers and cut them up in preparation. Excuse me, Cassie. No, she's not going to move. So I've chosen these 2 sets of papers. This one here with the birds, and I've got a Night of Navy backing for it. And this is going to go onto a white card. And then the other one I've chosen is this one here with all of those pretty little flowers on it, which I think works for any time of year. And I picked out this red, which is Poppy Parade colour, and I'm going to mat and layer that. What I'm going to do is very simple. I'm going to use our Alphabest stamp set, and as you can see, this consists of the alphabet stamps, the number stamps, we've got French, German, I'm not quite sure what other languages, Italian, Spanish maybe, with the different vowels with umlauts and accents. And then we've got some extra little shapes, things like that. We've got a hashtag, and we've got 6 different little tag shapes that those fit into. If I just bring those up to the screen, hopefully you can see those. Now this particular set has a coordinating punch, and this little punch punches out this shape here. So you can stamp and punch those out, or you can just stamp the letters and punch them out. So I made a start here because what I'm going to do is new home, and I do know that in our catalogues we don't have, I don't think we have any specific new home sentiments. There are ones that you could use for new home, but nothing specific. So I thought I'd do a couple of new home cards and show you a nice easy way to do that. So I've got some strips of card, and this is particularly useful because the way that this punches out is horizontal. So what you want to do is stamp your letters going along there horizontally and then punch them out. I did make a start, but I don't know which piece of paper I did. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I've started here, N for new, E obviously, and then E for the end of the word home. So I'm just going to add the rest of these, and these are just offcuts from when I've made inserts, for example, and these are just basic white. So I'm going to do one set in Night of Navy and one set in Poppy Parade. That is the red and the blue of the cards that I've chosen. So I've got NE, so now I need a W. Now it might take me a little while to find them on here, of course. As I use them, I'm going to put them on the letters themselves. So I've got a W, finished with the E for the time being. So I'm just going to do new home, but this is perfect for adding names, for example. It's my W, or initials. You could use the numbers for somebody's birthday, or you could use the numbers for somebody's birth year. So lots of uses for them. So I'm just going to do these in the 2 colours like so. So I'm doing 2 at the same time while I've got the letters out. Now you do need to leave a little bit of space. I'm hoping I left enough, but let's put one further along just in case. So there is my W, and then I want H just up here. Now what you might find useful is to stamp these with stays on or something, so that you get to see what the actual stamps are. You might find it a bit easier. And I'm just changing colour in between and leaving a bit of a gap. So I just need O and M. So I'm going to find a plain O. There it is. They're definitely easy to see when you've been using them, for sure. So I hope everybody's had a good day. The day has gone very quickly, but it's been busy and productive. So I've got my first lot batch of paper shares all sent out. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And what I would say is the papers that we're using are currently available, but there's no guarantee that they will remain available because they're Sale-A-Bration and they're limited edition. When they go out of stock, that will be it. So what Stampin' Up have announced are some extra products that you'll be able to get from now on. Oh, might have been a bit too far over. So that if anything does go out of stock, or you've already got some of the Sale-A-Bration items, you can choose items, selected items from the annual catalogue. So I will pop a link up with those items on there. At the moment, as far as I'm aware, everything is still in stock, but I think they're expecting that to change pretty soon. Right, I've got my E, so I think we're good to go. So I'm going to use my punch. So I've got NEW, and then HO, M, and I obviously didn't do another E, did I? Let's grab that again. Okay. Now you can, if you want, use any of these to put behind your letters. Obviously the open ones are the best, but you could use the stripe one and have a darker colour. You could use this filled in one in a lighter colour and then stamp on top. Hi Carol, thanks for joining us. I hope you're keeping well. So something nice and easy for today. I don't know if you've got the Alphabest set. So I've got new and then home, like so. And I'm just going to punch these ones out. Hopefully I've got the right ones for that. So say the punch is horizontal, so just bear that in mind when you're stamping. NEW, HO. Yeah, I thought that was a little bit close to the side. Oh, just going to make it. Okay, so let's take this one first, and I'm just going to layer this up. It's a sweet little set, isn't it? Have you got it yourself, Carol? I've barely used it, but it's one of those really useful sets, and we don't have much in the way of alphabets like we used to. So it's perfect for adding personalisation. And I've teamed it, as I say, with the Sale-A-Bration Rings of Love papers. So I'm just going to pop this onto a white base card, like so. That's the back of that one. And I've got these lovely birds. And the back of that's pretty too, as is often the way. But a £45 order will get you these papers for free. And this is what I've included in my paper share this time round. Okay. Go. It's gone very close here. Don't know if it's the same for you. Okay, so there are my birds. I'm just going to cover up that ink pad so I don't get ink everywhere. Okay, I don't know why my phone isn't playing the game. Oh, it is now, maybe. Ah, wedding card, yes. Good choice. Okay, so I'm going to just add, I think, one of these to the back of each of these letters. And just be careful on your placement that the dimensional isn't showing out the side. Oh, there we go. Now in these papers, as I showed you before, is a lovely one with houses on. So I think that would be a great new home card because you could fussy cut the house. I wonder if potentially I could do it on this bird paper, but I don't think it would look really to scale. But what I could do is use the house papers and then do a 3D effect. Okay, so I'm going to do new home and I'm going to work backwards and try and get it straight. That really doesn't look straight, does it? Okay, that's my M. I think this might be an O. It is. There we are. Okay, so there's home. And then I'm going to have the word new above it. So I think what I might do is put these in the gaps. Take my glasses off, might help. There we go. Okay. Now you could of course just stamp onto one piece of card or a die cut. There we go. And that's our finished card. So really simple. I'm just literally using the papers to do the work. Just think that's really pretty. Like so. And I'm going to do the same with this one. But obviously you could put anything on here. And this one I think I'm going to do a line across the bottom. So what I'm going to do is just fix this down with a little bit of masking tape. Oops. Oh, Cassie's moved. Oh, thank you, Cassie. I can sit down now. That's better. Oof. Okay, so I'm just lining this up. This odd bit of card. Either side of my card here. And then I'm just going to line that up. You could use washi tape as well if you were careful. So let's just... There's the new. Just add these on the back. W. So I've had a busy day. I can't believe it's the 2nd of August already. Yesterday we looked at one of the new kits. I have to take my glasses off again. So it's the, oh no, it's the W. It's the M. I've got a feeling I might have seen your wedding card actually, Carol. If you popped it on Facebook, I think I might have seen it, unless I'm mixing it up with something else. Okay, so I'm just using my bit of paper to keep my card roughly in place and keep these roughly straight. And then you could add some bling to this if you wanted to, or just literally keep it as is. So I'm going to leave a gap, and then I've got my, oops, that's my E, and then my W. No, my N. Dear. Okay. Ah, okay. It must have been somebody else's. I do apologise. But do show it when you've done. I'd love to see it. Okay, so in this one I've just used a piece of card attached with some washi tape to keep that in place. And then this one I've just done it sort of freehand really. Just bring that up to the screen so you can see that one. And then that one there. And so the other paper, I can just grab it, is this one here with the houses. So I think this would be really easy if you were careful about which piece you chose, because you need to find a repeated house, which I think is this one and this one. So let's cut a piece out and just try that. I won't do the alphabet, we'll do that, I'll do that afterwards. So let's cut this piece here to 9.5. And then I'm going to cut this to 13.85. So, and then I'm going to cut either one of these houses out manually, just with some paper snips. Oops. This one or this one? This one, I think. So I'm cutting it up here carefully, so that I can use that as another vertical panel. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just fussy cut this. Now this has got a house, it's got a tree here on the right hand side, but I'm hoping the house otherwise is the same, so let's just see. soon find out. So there we go. I'm going to look a bit silly if this doesn't fit, aren't I? It does. Okay, so I have got a tree on here, but not on here. But I think what I'm going to do is put something over here to cover that little tree. So I'm going to put a banner or something there. So let's just pop this up on dimensionals. Like so. It's really pretty papers, and there's only that one really that's very Christmassy with the poinsettias, but you could use the reverse if you really can't think about Christmas just yet. I understand. Okay, so just pop that on there. And then I might have got, it's a little bit too big. So I've got some of these from our kit last week. They're definitely too big. Just see what I've got to hand. And I wonder if I could stamp New Home on there. Could be testing my ability, but let's give it a go. I'm going to stamp it in Night of Navy, and let's give it a go. So the question is whether I can get, yeah, so I'm going to work backwards again into my E. My E. Oh, I need the E out, don't I? Oh, trying to think of the words backwards, letters backwards. Right. Oh, this could be a disaster, folks. H. Okay, so there's Home. That's come out all right in the scheme of things. Let me just see if there's any comments or anybody else has joined us. Oh, they have. Thank you. Hi, Brenta. Thanks for joining us. I don't know who else. There's quite a few other people watching, but no names, but that's fine. So I've got Home, and so I'm going to do New. And I think I'll be able to fit that here on the left hand side. Obviously the letters are different widths, so I'm going to, I think I'll leave myself enough space. I am just doing it by eye. Fingers crossed. So what I could have done is put this in the middle, but what I wasn't sure is whether I'd get New Home all the way across. So I could have put my new up here but let's see. N. So actually the lettering is easier to line up than I thought, so that's always good. Like so. So there's my new home. And what I want now is a congrats, isn't it? A small congratulations. Or I could put on your, I don't think the Y is going to fit in that space. So let's see what else. I've got little stars that I could use. Okay, let me look for a small congrats. If anybody can think of one. I've used one recently. What is it? Or the word happy comes to mind. I've got the word welcome, but I think that's too big. Oh, so annoying. Okay, here we go. Inspired Thoughts has got congratulations. See if that will fit. Sure, I've got congratulations out here somewhere. So congratulations. I've got this one. Oh, just a little bit too long. Let's have a look. Let's just stamp it on here. So all I'm going to do is just trim it down because I just want to see if it will fit. So it will indeed. Congratulations, new home. And I'm going to put that at an angle so that I cover up the fact that I've got a half cut off tree. So I'm going to try and stamp my congratulations in there, and if it doesn't work I'm going to put that one on top. Okay, let's give it a go. It's about centre. Just want to stamp this off. Okay, and clean it. Let's give it a go. There we are. Congratulations, new home. And funnily enough, there is on here, on your, but I'm thinking I could cut that out, but it's so small. I think just congratulations, new home is good enough. We've got a little spider joining us. And I think this calls for some baker's twine as well. A little bit of twine on here. There we go. And I know I have some in one of my pots. Let me grab that. Oh, I did have. Oh, here's some. There we go. This is blue and white baker's twine. This comes from the In Colour baker's twine pack. So this is Starry Sky. It's not actually Night of Navy, but I think it's close enough. There we go. I think that works really well for an off the cuff idea. Okay. Let's grab the other piece of Night of Navy and cut that out. And so that's 3 cards we've made. So in fact, that stamping, even stamping on its own, was actually easier than I thought. I thought I was going to struggle to get it anything like lined up, so I'm pleased about that. Okay, so let's pop that on there with some glue and we're done. So I will be back tomorrow morning. That's if you're watching live, that's Wednesday the 3rd of August, and that's at 10 AM. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on here, and I'm just going to put some dimensionals at the far end here, and I don't want to double up, so I'm going to just put one here on the bottom. And often what I will do is just mark this if I had a pencil to hand, so that I know where to put that dimensional. Sometimes when you turn it over you get, well, I get disorientated. That one, that one, put one in the middle. This die is from the tailored tag dies. Okay, there we go. Get it straight, and let's just pop that on a white card and we're done. So I was going to make 2, but we've made 3 using the Alphabest stamp set. You can buy it with the punch, and you'll get a 10% saving. I will pop a link on the Facebook page for anybody that's interested, so you can look at the details online. Okay, so some glue here, not too close to the edge, but not too much glue either. Just slide that into place like so, and then all that remains, of course, is to add a little bit of bling. Wherever you want it on there. That one I think is actually fine on its own. That's my finished card. Hi Catherine, sorry I've only just spotted you joined us. And then this one, I might add a little bit of bling in those little flowers there. It's that one. And then there's the one with those lovely birds on them. So I will pop some bling on that, and then we're all done. I've got some, I was going to put yellow, but it's not really the right colour for that. It might just be some plain I've got these lovely iridescent ones that I'm going to use because they add a little bit of bling but not too much. It's not overkill. Grab my take your pick tool and add those. Oh, where'd it go? So I'm just going to put them on these 3 daisies, just using that slightly smaller size, like so. Hopefully you can see that. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me. So a nice easy card to recreate. Just use some backing papers. Obviously these ones are the free ones with Sale-A-Bration. Let's bring that down. It seems a long way away from here, but hopefully you can see that okay. I think it's, yes, it's definitely slipped. So I do apologise that that's not in its normal place. I'll blame the kittens. So there we go. Thank you so much. I will take a photograph. You'll be able to see them a little bit better in the photo. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I do hope you have a good evening. So the stamps that I've used is Alphabest. It has the matching punch to go with it. And the papers I've used are the free ones from Sale-A-Bration. Thanks so much for joining me. Do take care. Have a great evening. Okay, so Catherine's used a house for a new home card too, and Fussy cut it. It's yeah, we just don't have many new home, new house cards, so yeah, but I was pleased with that one. It's came out better. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a great evening. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye for now.